Hey everybody, it's Chris Loud. Today I'm going to offer up an abstract painting warm-up challenge with a simple prompt about composition, and then I'll show you an example of where I do a painting exercise with the same prompt. So here are the guidelines for the challenge. You have 15 minutes to paint. You can use black, white, and one color of your choice. That includes paint, pencils, charcoal, pastels, etc. The goal is to create a painting with an engaging yet simple composition. You can see that I'm starting off with a brayer, and my color of choice is yellow ochre. So I'll be using black, white, yellow ochre, and I'm going to use a charcoal pencil here for just a few minutes. Well, I shouldn't say a few minutes, a few seconds actually, and then get to the paint. I did this in about 12 and a half minutes. I set my timer for 15. And again, the idea is to do this as a simple painting, a simple composition, just to really kind of get you going. So you might ask, why we would do a simple and time challenge like this. Well, first and foremost, it's just a fun challenge where really there's no consequences if we paint poorly. This type of timed exercise encourages your mind to be more spontaneous, more intuitive, and maybe even speed up your creative response some. The more of these exercises you do, the more flexible and adaptive you become. And then, obviously, you're getting more practice painting, which should help improve your technical skills. But again, all in all, it's fun. You get to play. It's a great way to just start painting and warm up for anything else you're doing. I would encourage you to use larger paintbrushes. You saw that there I just had a little tiny kind of filbert brush. My goal was to start maybe spreading some of that charcoal, and then I realized I'm going to get bogged down with details if I'm using a little brush like that. So I would recommend using larger brushes or larger tools like a catalyst wedge or a silicone paintbrush, even your hands. I'm using a pretty large round brush there, if I can say those words. Just to start getting down some of the black on the page. And I'll tell you, you don't have to use a lot of any of the colors. You just have to have all three colors represented on the page somewhere, or the canvas, whatever you're using. And that's another thing I would recommend, going with a smaller size, since this is a timed warm-up, maybe 11 by 14 or smaller. Just to make sure that you have enough time to put the paint down that you want. But I actually had a lot of fun doing this. It is kind of a challenge, but thinking as compositions go, you can really get pretty simple with just basic shapes. I've got a rectangular shape there, and that's just what I put down. I wasn't thinking about it. I just put the paint down, and that's what came out. So it's a good way to really, like I said, learn to be flexible and adapt to what you're seeing. Put a brush stroke down and then react to that, and that'll really help you learn to be more intuitive. And it's, I don't think that's something that we're always really good at. When you're watching someone paint on a video, it feels just so natural that person is painting and able to react so well. But there is a little bit of thought going on. And I'm seeing things now as I'm watching this when I'm not under the pressure of time. that I do wonder, why I made the decisions I made. I'm currently thinking I'm surprised that I didn't put more black down right off the bat. Um, Normally, when I'm painting with black, I do put quite a bit of black down, and I'm not quite sure why I went so simple, other than that was the prompt. So I'm happy I did. I liked, for a really fast painting, I liked how this turned out, especially going with the prompt. Um, I tend to, even on 15-minute warm-up paintings, a lot of times I tend to just start putting down so much paint that I make mud, and and most of the painting, trying to figure out how to recover from that. With this in mind, that I was really focused on just composition, just on some shapes, and kind of pulling back and looking at this, that helped me, I guess, reserve how much paint I was putting down and be a little more choosy with what I was doing. And I'll show you at the end what this ended up looking like, and I'll show you some different orientations of this as well. So let me know in the comments if you do this challenge, and if also if you'd like me to throw out some more painting challenges. I think they're a lot of fun, and it's always kind of fun to paint with a prompt, where you're not thinking about what you're going to paint. I mean, a lot of times I will sit there and just stare at the paint, the paper or the canvas, and try and figure out exactly what I want to paint, what colors I'm going to use, where I'm going to start. And these are, these timed warm-ups are great because you literally hit the timer and you just go. So I had that round brush sitting in my water, and pulled it out, and the black paint was dripping. So I thought that was a good opportunity to just have that hover over the paper. I tapped it with another brush and got some of the larger drops falling down onto that. And at this point, I'm trying to decide, am I done? I kind of liked where it was. My instinct was to keep painting. So I tried to force myself to slow down a little bit and look at it from different angles and in different orientations to see if it worked, if it was simple enough, and if it worked. And I think it did. I think the shape in the middle, kind of box shape, again, for simplicity's sake, it worked. It does kind of pull your eye in. And then those drips, I wasn't planning on doing quite so many, just a couple, but liked how that looked. So I think that added a little bit of character around that box. So if you like this, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. What you're seeing now is the final paintings in different orientations. So thanks for watching. Good luck on the challenge, and keep on painting.